What does it mean then to dare greatly?
To me, it means the courage to be vulnerable. It means to show up and be seen, to ask for what you need, to talk about how you're feeling, to have the hard conversations. You know, when we asked people in the research, you know, what is vulnerability to you? And let me tell you, I was raised that vulnerability is weakness, like
Right.
most people.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like that was
Most people think vulnerability is weakness.
Right.
And you know what? After reading Daring Greatly, what I realized, and The Gifts of Imperfection, what I realized, first of all, is I live in the space of vulnerability. And that is what has made me so successful, is my vulnerability with the audience.
For
And
sure.
I think that vulnerability is sort of the cornerstone of confidence. I think it's the cornerstone because
I believe that.
because unless you can allow yourself to take the risk, to be open, to live as a wholehearted person, when you can do that, you recognize that you're really just like everybody else. And that gives you the confidence to be yourself, which is all you really need in life, is to be
That's
more
it.
of yourself.
And I do believe, you know, coming from vulnerability as weakness, when we asked people what is vulnerability, and they said things to us like, the first date after my divorce, trying to get pregnant after my third miscarriage, sitting with my wife who has stage 4 breast cancer, making plans for our young children. You know, the biggest examples that came up from the research was picking up the phone and making a call to someone who's just had a great loss.
Oh, yes.
You know, and I thought about that in my own life. Like, you know, there's the phone. I walk up to it and I'm like, what am I going to say?
What am I going to say? That's what everybody fears.
That's
What am
going to
I
make
gonna
it
say?
better.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
nothing I can say except I'm here, I'm hurting with you, you're not alone. But you know what, I'll call in an hour. And then I come back an hour, I'm like, oh man, it's dinner time. I'm gonna make a casserole. I'm gonna
We've
make an
all done
expensive
that.
casserole.
We've all done that.
Right.
Yeah.
And then what happens when an hour turns into a day, turns into a week, and then
Yeah.
it's a month later, and you run into that friend at the grocery store?
Well, you know what?
And you
What
didn't
happened?
call.
Just to show up. That's all people want. It's
That's
just is for you to show up and say, I don't know what to say, but I'm here.
I can't fix this,
Yeah.
but I'll walk through the pain with you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely.
You know, but then what is the feeling that we get when we make the call and we hang up? To me, that feeling is when I'm aligned with my values. And courage is my value.
Absolutely.
And you can't get to courage without walking through vulnerability, period.